Why pharmacies are shutting down across the U.S., what it means for you. Intro music, scene, calm background, presenter on screen or voiceover. America is facing a quiet but serious crisis. Pharmacies across the United States are shutting down at an alarming rate, and the impact is spreading fast. Millions of Americans are now left wondering, where will we get our medications? What happens if my local pharmacy closes? In today's deep dive, we're going to explain exactly what's going on behind these pharmacy closures, how it's affecting everyday people, and most importantly, what you can do about it. But before we begin, if you appreciate clear, fact-based updates like this, please hit that like button. It only takes a second but really helps support content like this. Let's get started. Segment 1. What's happening with pharmacies? Over the past few months, we've seen a sudden rise in stories from Americans who are now facing long travel distances just to get basic medications. One viewer wrote to us recently, she has to take a 45-minute bus ride to her nearest pharmacy. She doesn't drive. She can't walk far. And she relies on public transit just to get something as basic, but vital, as a prescription refill. This isn't a one-off case. It's becoming the new normal. Let's look at the hard numbers. CVS is closing 270 stores across the nation. Rite Aid recently announced closures of over 300 locations. Walgreens, the largest retail pharmacy chain in the country, is expected to shut down nearly 500 stores in 2025 alone. That's over 1,000 pharmacy closures happening in just 1 year. Let that sink in, 1,000 stores shutting down. That's 1,000 fewer places where Americans can go to fill life-saving prescriptions. Segment 2. Why are pharmacies closing? Let's break this down. You might think pharmacies are essential services, recession-proof, always in demand. So why are so many shutting their doors? There are a few key reasons. Profit pressures from corporations and shareholders. Major chains like Walgreens and CVS are under constant pressure to increase profits. If a store is underperforming, it becomes a target for closure, even if that store is the only pharmacy for miles. Changing consumer behavior. People aren't visiting local pharmacies the way they used to. With the rise of online shopping, more consumers are getting their medication delivered right to their doorsteps. The convenience is unbeatable, and many find the prices lower too. Retail theft and security concerns. As the cost of living rises, retail theft has also surged, especially in lower-income neighborhoods. Pharmacies have responded by locking up even basic products behind glass, frustrating customers and driving them away. In areas with high crime rates, many retailers have decided it's just not worth staying open. Economic shifts and online disruption. The digital economy has completely changed the game. Why go to a physical pharmacy, navigate confusing aisles, wait in line, when you can click a button and your medications arrive the next day? Companies like Amazon are revolutionizing this space. With Amazon Pharmacy, people can get prescriptions filled quickly and affordably, often with better customer service and delivery options. Segment 3. The human cost of pharmacy closures. While corporations may see these closures as smart business moves, for everyday Americans, the consequences are devastating. Imagine being elderly, disabled, or without access to a vehicle, and your local pharmacy closes. You now have to travel 20, 30, maybe even 50 miles to get life-saving medicine. For some, that's simply not an option. These aren't just minor inconveniences. These are life-threatening barriers to healthcare. Pharmacies do more than just dispense pills. They're also critical points of care, especially in rural areas where doctors and clinics may be far away. Pharmacists help answer health questions, give flu shots, and manage chronic conditions. Take that away, and entire communities are left vulnerable. And don't forget about the staff, pharmacists, techs, and clerks. These closures mean lost jobs, economic instability, and broken community ties. Segment 4. The bigger picture, drug pricing and government policy. Let's talk policy. Earlier this year, the Trump administration made headlines with a renewed push to lower drug prices. In fact, the White House released a fact sheet titled, President Trump Announces Actions to Put American Patients First. At first glance, this sounds great. Who doesn't want lower drug prices? But here's the unintended consequence. When pharmaceutical profits drop, Big retail chains like CVS and Walgreens feel the pinch. Many of them make significant revenue from selling marked-up prescriptions. Reduce the margins, and their incentive to operate low-traffic stores disappears. So, while lowering drug prices helps consumers in theory, it can also accelerate store closures in practice, especially if there are no measures to protect access. It's a complicated balancing act, and right now, the scales are tipping away from brick-and-mortar pharmacies. Segment 5. The Rise of Online Pharmacies. This brings us to the new era, online pharmacies. Major retailers and digital platforms are now racing to become your one-stop medication shop. And they're winning. Amazon Pharmacy offers next-day delivery, subscription services, and competitive pricing. They're making it easier than ever to skip the line and order from your couch. Walmart, Costco, and Kroger are all rolling out enhanced online prescription services. Apps like GoodRx help people find discounts and compare prices in seconds. We've reached a tipping point. Consumers now expect speed, convenience, and savings. And the traditional pharmacy model just can't keep up. If you haven't tried ordering prescriptions online, you might be missing out on lower costs, better access, and fewer headaches. Segment 6. What this means for you. Actionable tips. So, let's bring this home. Here's what you can do to stay ahead of the curve. Switch to online prescriptions. Services like Amazon Pharmacy or Walmart make it easy to transfer your prescription online. Start with non-urgent medications to test it out. Check for local delivery options. Some local pharmacies now offer same-day delivery. Call and ask, they might surprise you. Look into subscription discounts. If you take regular medication, monthly subscriptions can save you time and money. Plus, you never run out unexpectedly. Use price comparison tools. Websites and apps like GoodRx let you compare prices across different pharmacies. You might be overpaying without even knowing it. Talk to your doctor. Ask if they can send prescriptions directly to an online pharmacy. Most doctors are already used to doing this. Stock up on essentials. If you rely on over-the-counter medications, consider ordering in bulk or setting up autoship. That way, you're never left scrambling. Segment 7. Looking ahead, will it get worse? Unfortunately, yes. Experts predict that thousands more pharmacies will shut down in 2025 and beyond. Unless there's a major policy shift or a big disruption in consumer behavior, this trend is likely to continue. But here's the silver lining. We're not powerless. We can adapt. Just like with online banking, telemedicine, or digital shopping. Once we adjust, we often find the new way is faster, cheaper, and more efficient. The key is staying informed and being proactive.